So the first week of the digital, or actually it's a hybrid parliament, was really quite amazing because, as a technologist, someone who's campaigned for this very strongly, but I anticipated there'd be problems. There's always problems. There'd be, and especially as it started, our first hybrid sort of digital session was Prime Minister's Questions, which everybody watches. But in fact, actually, it went amazingly well. I mean, yes, a couple of members had challenges with their broadband, and there was, I think, in addition, another member who couldn't be heard very well. But the speaker and the House officials had anticipated that they could move from member to member. What I hadn't been so aware of was that they actually put a huge effort not only into the technology, so getting the Zoom technology, the right configuration, but they also had a team of people who spoke to every member of parliament who was going to be called, as it were, for that first session, to make sure that they had the right equipment, that they understood the process, that they knew when to come in. And I have to say that I thought, it's not as visual as everyone being together in the chamber, but given what we were saving in terms of sort of social distancing, and also showing that Parliament was doing what our people are having to do, stay at home, protect our NHS and save lives, I thought it was an absolutely tremendous success. And to hear after so many weeks, when the only people who have been asking questions of the Prime Minister or his secretaries of state have been journalists, which is great, but it doesn't represent the people in the same way that having so many MPs, ask questions which were representing what their constituents were concerned about. And I thought it was a huge success, and I think that's what everybody has thought. Now, it doesn't go. It's not a replica of Parliament. It's not a full digital Parliament. So our debates have been. Some of the debates have still had to take place in Parliament, though. This week, the second week, we had our first debate, which was also hybrid, and so people were zooming in order to take part in a debate, which was on our finance bill, which was a really important debate. So, and that was a success as well. So I think, there's some. I'd like to see more urgent questions. I'd like to see the ability for MPs to simply intervene, as it were, and others. I'd like to see it more spontaneous. But we've come a huge way in a really short time, and it's something to be really proud of. There was a test of the member hub voting app, which basically it worked, but it didn't work really well and seamlessly, and there's more work to be done on that. But I know that that the House of Commons authorities are reviewing the progress, and I hope to see us. We need that to be in place, because we won't be agreeing about everything for forever. That's not the nature of politics, even in a national crisis. So we do have important bills to be voting on. We're clear that this is something that we need in place during this time of national crisis. My view, and I think for many MPs as well, it's important to say that when this is over, Parliament will follow, if you like, the easing of restrictions, and we've, that big gatherings of people will probably be one of the last things to be eased. But for me, this is about something that happens in exceptional circumstances. It's really important that MPs, representatives, come together to represent their constituents. And I don't see this as something that will be happening for the Parliament as a whole after this. There might be some applications of digital voting, and also for select committees. As an MP from Newcastle, the north of England, it's often hard for witnesses from Newcastle to go and testify at select committees. So perhaps more remote participation in select committees and in hearings might be something we take away from this. But as a sort of Parliament, I do think it's important that Parliament represents the people of our country sort of in Parliament, and that's something that I hope will come back when this is over.